What is up, everyone? Silent Haven here. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Enjoying this heat, depending on where you are in the world. I've got an exciting announcement. My new EP, The Night You Disappeared, will be available on CD this Friday, July 3rd. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be available on CD on my website, silenthaven.ca. If you want to pick one up, they are limited quantity, and if you can see, I'll put a picture up. This is first edition, so for this pressing, I only did 100 copies of the CD, and there is edition number 1. So grab one before they're gone. So if you want to support me, or you just want this for your personal collection, for the physical edition, do go pick this up this Friday, July 3rd. And so I'm going to be doing a very limited run of deluxe editions that'll come with a poster and also these lore accurate Polaroids that are pretty sweet. Super sweet. They turned out really nice. So yeah, if you want these extra goodies, do grab the deluxe edition, which will also be available this Friday, but very limited quantity of that, so get it before it's gone. And every order I'll throw in this holographic sticker. Exciting news. It's so cool to have it on physical. So last year in about February, I wrote Pale Reoccurrence, which I released, and this EP was actually supposed to come out last year because I wrote 2 of the tracks on here with Pale Reoccurrence, which are Picturesque and I May Never Leave. Those 2 tracks were actually with Pale Reoccurrence, but I just kept postponing the release, just because I kind of had unrealistic expectations, which I feel like is pretty common for musicians or just artists in general. You kind of have a sliver of an idea of what you want it to be, and then you start it and you're kind of just stuck, especially with album or EP or fucking game, whatever you're working on. But I think I just wanted to talk about that, because that is kind of how this thing was made, was forcing my hand to finishing it. And those 2 tracks, Picturesque and I May Never Leave, I didn't really re-record anything on it. It's pretty much how I originally recorded it. With original music, it's a lot more difficult to commit to releasing it, you know? And so those 2 songs were in like demo phase. So yeah, then I originally set the deadline. I'm like, all right, November, I'm going to release it last November. And obviously that didn't happen. So I wrote a few songs. Well, I wrote the rest of the tracks on this that definitely have the same vibe as those 2 demos I had. Pretty much had the whole thing. I just had to fill out a few tracks, like The Night You Disappeared, the title track. I believe that was the last track I did. I wasn't even going to put it on. And then I just thought it needed one more song, and that one felt like a cool, just like moody outro, and it fit right to have the title track be that. But as for the concept, yeah, I just wanted this to feel like a survival horror, or maybe even movie soundtrack for a movie or game that does not exist, but it feels like it does, you know what I mean? And I think that came across pretty well. And that does have a lot to do with the art and the presentation of how I promoted it, but definitely inspired when I was making these songs by Resident Evil 4, believe it or not, like The Village, and of course Silent Hill 2. I know a lot of people saying Opeth, and definitely Opeth inspired this for sure. Those early 2000s albums, from Blackwater to Damnation, huge inspiration. Yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to get across with the imagery. But the church that you see in the photo is actually a photo of a church that I took, which is one of the Polaroids. It's a funny story. I was on the coast of eastern Canada. We got lost on this road heading back to the cabin or the cottage we were staying at. Yeah, we got lost and turned on this remote road that was like the worst road you could ever drive on. Like fucking boulders. And it was a long, long road in the middle of the forest, like middle of nowhere. No houses, nothing. And then we eventually came to this church. And so I told them stop the car, and I got out and took this photo. But we also passed this creepy graveyard that was out there. That kind of got my mind thinking while I was in that situation. We thought the car was gonna break down because it was like fucking boulders on the road we were driving over in like a shitty little car. And so I had that photo for so long, and I always wanted to use it, and I was like, well, this is the perfect time. I made that image, and it worked out pretty well. Well, that's pretty much it. If you want to pick one up this Friday, grab yours before they're gone forever. That's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to talk a bit about this release. If you want me to go more into the tones or the inner workings of the actual mix of the song or anything like that, let me know. If that's something you're interested in, I could definitely do a breakdown on some of the tracks. I know some people were saying they want tabs. I will try to make some time in the next little bit and maybe throw those on my website or something. I'll figure something out. But also I am working on a Code Veronica tones video if you're interested. Stay tuned. Probably next week, but we'll see. Alright, until next time, that's it for this video. Peace.